Twisted Metal is a new television series that was released, and I was into it. I'm normally not into TV shows. I was shocked by this because the last time I actually watched a TV show was The Boys Season 1. And I enjoyed Season 1 because it was different from your typical superhero movie type. And I was invested in the whole thing, and then when it ended on a cliffhanger. And I said, okay, all right, fine, I'll watch season 2. And I couldn't make it past the first episode because when I think about Walking Dead season 3, this is where it began. I'm into zombies. I love zombies. I love Night of the Living Dead. And I watched The Walking Dead season 1. And I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, this is great. And I watched season 2, and I'm like, oh, this is good. And then I watched season 3, and I'm just like, this is not going to end, is it? I'm thinking they're going to have 3 seasons and call it quits. But now, I don't know how many seasons there are, so many spin-offs, I don't care anymore. So I just kind of gave up on TV shows. Like, my favorite TV show is Seinfeld.
So everybody I know is a character on the show.
Right.
And it's about nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
And so I just can't get into TV shows. Like, I just can't do it, you know? And then they always end on cliffhangers, and then you got season 2 and 3, and it's mostly just a bunch of filler episodes. And that's why I love movies so much, because there's a beginning, middle, and end, normally. So with Twisted Metal, you know, I didn't really grow up on the video games. I played them here and there. My favorite character was Axel, with the black guy with the 2 big wheels. He was just very different. And I love Sweet Tooth, you know, the killer clown. And that's all I know. I don't know anything about any of the characters other than those 2. I don't know anything about the lore. All I remember is, like, played these games, and I was like, it's kind of like a racing game, but you get to destroy each other, but there's no racing. It's just like Twisted Metal chaos. And so I wasn't too fond on those. So I really don't remember a whole lot. So when the TV show was announced and I saw the advertisements for it, I said, oh yeah, I like Anthony Mackie, he's cool. And then you got Samoa Joe playing Sweet Tooth and Will Arnett voicing Sweet Tooth. I was like, alright, that's cool. But I don't really care about TV shows due to my past history. So then you got Twisted Metal, and I'm like, oh, I'm a little curious about it, sure. So I check it out, and I watch the first episode. And we meet Anthony Mackie, who plays John Doe. We meet another character named Stoned, who is played by Thomas Hayden Church, who I've seen many, many times. And then I was also shocked that we have Neve Campbell in here, the Scream Queen from Scream. It's good to see her here. And then we have Stephanie Beatrice, who plays Quiet. And I thought the chemistry between Quiet and John Doe was absolutely fantastic. I love their chemistry on screen. There was a couple moments that had me teary in the eyes and water coming out and everything. It was great. And I love the individual stories that each character has. They all get a backstory. They all get an explanation as to why they are where they are. We learn about Agent Stone, who was a security guard, and he's like, you know, a kid in high school. He's getting bullied and teased too much. No one takes him seriously. And then when the world ends, he takes matters into his own hands, and now he's going on a power trip. You've got Neve Campbell in here, who has a glorified cameo. She's barely in here, but she does a great job with what she's given. She runs New Jersey, I think it's called, and, you know, she's just the boss of that, and she hires Anthony Mackie, who's a milkman, who's supposed to go on a run to go get her something. And milkmen are expendable. They're just like carriers. They grab you a package, they bring it back, and something for exchange. And then we have Quiet, who, reason why she's called that is her nickname from John Doe, because when they encounter each other, Quiet had lost her brother by the hands of Agent Stone. So she's hunting Stone, and she runs into John Doe, who has been with this car named Evelyn, who he absolutely loves. And they make Evelyn, John Doe's car, a big part of the story, and it makes you have sympathy or empathy, whatever, for John Doe and Evelyn, who's a freaking car. Because it's like you understand why he cares about the car so much, and then there's like friction between Quiet and John Doe over the car, and then there's a scene where she starts talking to a car, learning from him and everything. So there's great chemistry between those two. And I also enjoyed how they laid out the landscape here, of how it's like Mad Max. It's just a complete wasteland all over the world. You got different gangs in here. Like, the thing that I looked up that I didn't know is that they have a character from the video games in here named Preacher, who runs a gang called the Holy Men. And so they introduced that in here, so they have some good stuff in here. And you know what? With my history with TV shows, after watching this season, just binge watching the whole thing, I was shocked how much I was into this. I want to see season 2. I want to see season 2 of Twisted Metal. I really want to see it because season 1 was really good, and I feel like even though, yes, typical TV fashion, they don't complete the stories, they end on cliffhangers, this is warranted because I'm interested to see where this goes. You know, I'm interested to see how this story progresses, and I'm pretty sure they'll probably milk the shit out of it, but you know, that's okay for now. Maybe by season 5 or something I'll give up on it, but right now, so far, I'm like, this has gotten me back into TV shows. I'm interested in seeing season 2 and where they go from this, and hopefully they can expand it into a movie. Hopefully we can have this thing blow up, because season 1 is really, really good. That's all I have to say. Oh no, and on top of that, I already got the perfect casting choice for Axel. They should hire Mike Colter. Mike Colter looks like the perfect Axel. He's already Axel. He's born to play Axel. Hire Mike Colter. I don't know how they're going to adapt Axel to the screen, because it seems like it'd be kind of complicated, you know. It'd probably be a lot of CGI and a lot of close-up shots. I swear, if they hire Mike Colter, I'm telling you, that's like the perfect casting choice to play Axel. I swear to God. I love Axel, and Mike Colter, I think, is the perfect looking Axel. He can get the job done. That's all I have to say.